everybody, both keke, bike, everybody's shaking their head. That everybody wants to go first. Sunday, I saw people wearing bomb short to church. The you know the short that we wear to beach in Nigeria. And I was like, what are these people wearing? I'm not sure. I'm not going to bring wrapper the way we used to do back in Nigeria. If you don't cover your hair to a particular church, they will go and bring scarf and cover your head for you, or they'll give you wrapper to cover your shoulder if you're not wearing the right clothes. What I believe is not right, making you feel less of yourself. If you get caught, sometimes you can even still give some of those people in charge some money to for weekend to do this. But yeah, as you are giving, you are going to the
desire burning like a fire. What you gonna do when it crumbles down? Watch it get higher, down to the wire.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Littering. If it's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back and thank you for always watching my video. This video, we're talking about those things that we feel it is normal. You know, those normal things we do back home that we feel like, okay, what is there? What is big deal about it? And we get away with it. But can put us in trouble here in Canada. I know that as an adult, like, it's easy for children to adapt to things easily. But as an adult, coming from someone that has spent over 30 years back in Nigeria before moving to another person's country, I know it's not that easy for people to just adapt. So I'm just going to be telling us those things that we feel it is normal, the normal lifestyle we live back home, but can put us in serious trouble. Yeah, serious gbege. And if you're interested in this kind of videos, sit down and enjoy. So the first thing we'll be talking about is traffic offenses. I know that back from Nigeria, where I come from, I don't know about other people watching me right now, I know that we don't really make use of those traffic signs on the road. Sometimes even when there's no traffic light or there's no traffic signs or guide on the road, you know, it is normal for you to just be patient around other drivers or try to be, okay, this person wants to go like this, let me just wait. No, everybody just wants to push their car, especially when there's no traffic light or there's no traffic warden or road safety there trying to control the traffic. People that lives in Lagos, I know you can relate to this particular thing I'm talking about. Everybody, both keke, bike, everybody's shaking their head. Everybody wants to go first in Nigeria. Everybody, especially people live in Lagos, we just want to enter the road. We don't care if anything is going to happen or not. You know, we just want to go first. Especially even sometimes when maybe somebody is driving and maybe the driver is slow, you can just overtake and all those kind of things. You cannot do it here, guys. You need to follow the rules and regulation of the road, the signals on the road. They have a lot of traffic rules. There's a limit you can drive here on the streets. There's a limit you can drive when you're on the highway. There's a speed limit when you're on school zone. I've never had that one before. It's that when I got here, I knew that when you're in school zone, you have to drive some amount of limits. Back in Nigeria, whether it's school zone, whether it's in anyway, I just drive, you know. But even though I feel that always a limit on the road, but I don't think we really use it or we don't even know anything about it. Most of us that drive in Nigeria, we don't really know those things. I think we need to be educated more. Maybe they need to do more about it, giving people more enlightenment. Because it's so fun that back when you come here, you adapt to those things. So why can't we adapt those things back home? Because I remember the first time, when I got my license here, I remember me and my husband went somewhere, and the speed limit on that road was 50, and I was one driving. I drove 65, guys. I got the ticket. They snapped my car, the time, everything. They sent to my mailbox. I was surprised. I paid though, guys. And another one that happened to me that I knew was, you know, normally if they say you can turn to right, you turn to right. If you say you can turn to left, you can turn to left. And I remember that day I was going to pick my kids from school, and the map told me to turn to the left. Unfortunately, I saw that I know that I could turn to the left on that particular place, but there's always a particular time. I think from in the afternoon, I can't turn right to that street. So it was there. I saw it. Should I say, okay, I don't know. I'm not sure if I didn't really put it on my mind. Let me just put it that way. But there were the time that at a particular time, I think from 5:30 to 7:30, I can't turn right to that street. But because I was following the map, I have to just enter the street. Fortunately for me, the police was there. You know that the police here, police in Canada, they don't really use the car that we use back in Nigeria. You know, okay, the police is there, you just change your way. No, this one was just a very lovely black Jeep, and he just told me to park. You just one man, one police like this, not like two, four, or five. No gun, nothing. Just told me to park. Ask for my driving license, and I got a ticket, guys. When I was paying for my, because at the end of the year you pay your for your driving license, to renew your driving license. I think it's 65, but once you have an offense, it gets to increase and increase and increase like that. And guys, I paid 200. Apart from the money I've paid, the ticket money I've paid for the two offenses I committed, I paid additional money at the end of the year. So my point increased from 65 to 200 and something. I had to pay. I can't bargain. I can't. And if you start having offense often and often and often, they will collect your driving license, and that means you have to start all over again, and it might take a long that time. So you just have to be careful of every sign you see on the road, guys. You have to be careful. You can't jump it. There's even one that's even funny. The stop sign. That one, there's one on the right stop, and there's one on the right stop and three-way. Means the road is for three. I don't know. I'm going to explain it. Like orita meta. I don't know. I'm going to explain it in English, but it's just three ways, yeah. And there's a one for four ways. So once you just stop, they're not saying you should just slow down or something. No, you have to stop. Whether there's a car coming or there's no car coming, you have to stop. And if there are cars on the other side, let's say it's a four-way, and there are other cars on the side, the first car that stopped is the first car that have to move on that spot. Whether it's in the night or whether it's in the midnight or anytime you just see that stop, you just have to stop before you now move your car, whether someone is coming or not. And again, this place, people walking on the road are very, very important. Unlike Nigeria, they will tell you that you are not running for cow, you are not running for sheep. So you saw car now, you cannot run for car. You know the way we used to do it back home now. But this one, you can't do that. You have to wait for the pedestrians to pass when is that time. And there's some places where there's no traffic light, and when the pedestrians want to pass, they press a particular button, and there's a yellow light that's blinking. Automatically, you just have to wait for them to pass. You can't just move ahead. No. So it's very, very important, because even sometimes, based on people that they have this, they've stick this traffic offense on their head. Because I noticed that if there's an accident here in Canada, the impact on the car is always much. There's always like total write-off, the front, unlike Nigeria. We are, even when we feel like, yes, there's a lot of people driving rough in Nigeria. We know those ones that, we drive rough and everybody. So some people are always still conscious of, whoa, don't allow this person to hit me. Let me just move aside, or I know that it's my way, but let me just wait, because a bike can be coming or a keke can be coming that will not see me. But yeah, they have this focus like, is my turn, is my lane, is my right, and they just switch. And once there's an impact, I'm talking from experience, and because once they have the right to move, they don't really check if somebody else is coming or not, because they have this mindset that, oh, it's my turn to move, so it is my turn, nobody else. So if they're coming with maybe 60, I don't know, with the high speed like 60, imagine that impact on another car that did not obey the traffic light. You're going to hit that car. The car is just going to be, I don't know, because I noticed that here, if there's not really, they have accidents here too, especially during winter, and the impact on the cars are always much. The second thing I'll be talking about is evading tax, not paying your tax. Back in Nigeria, from here, this part of the world, taxing is very, very important. I know everybody used to talk about, hey, the bill or the tax here. When you work, they will collect your tax and everything. Yes, that is true. But we can see what they are using the tax for. You can see what they're using the tax for. They're not just collecting the tax for collecting sake. We can see the social amenities that we are all enjoying here. So, and that is why in this part of the world, they take this taxing thing very important. You have to disclose if you are working, there's not even how you can just, even as a new immigrant coming to Canada, I think it's one of the things you need to put in. They will ask you your first 2-3 weeks, about your tax back home. That's what they used to give you. Maybe they want to give you some government assist. It will also determine what and what they will be giving you. So they have to calculate your salary back from naira to dollar in order to know your range here, so that they can help, if government is going to help with those social benefits, those money the government gives to people, new immigrants. That was what they used to calculate the amount and everything that you are entitled to. Back in Nigeria, most of us, we don't pay tax. We know ourselves, especially those of us that is working with some organization that is not that well structured. We don't really pay tax. We just collect our salary and spend it, you know. And I know that there's some company, my husband company, yes, they always pay their tax because they will remove it from their salary. So they don't even need to negotiate that. But I know that some of us, we don't really pay our tax, and we get away with it. You know, I remember my company, I've never paid tax back in my business. Yeah, I've not, as yeah. But here you cannot do that. It's very, very, very important. As important as if you get caught, you might go to jail because of that. Yes, they will sue you because you don't pay tax, and you cannot come all the way from your country to come and be going to prison. You have to God, I don't know. So you just have to pay your tax. It's very tax is very, very important. In Canada, you know, Nigeria, even in Nigeria, if you get caught, sometimes you can even still give some of those people in charge some money to for weekend to do this. But yeah, as you are giving, you are going to the so there's nothing like, okay, let me appreciate you for this, let me appreciate you so you can assist me. You know, you can't do that here. So once you get caught, just know that all the way to jail. The other thing I'll be talking about is the way we discipline children too. You know, back in Nigeria, let me get my picky. Anyway, I want to train my child, I can do it. You know, but I think now, thank God for the social media era. And in Nigeria right now, we talk about child abuse now. If you beat a child too much, people are coming out to talk about it. But back when we think about before this generation, or before 2 3 years or 5 years ago, it wasn't like that. Even as a parent back in Nigeria, I can carry slippers, throw at my child if he does anything. I can spank my child anywhere, even inside the car. I can give the child knock. You know the way we discipline children back in Nigeria. I'm done with my kids. Anyway, I want to train my kids. If I want to tell my kid not to eat for 2 days because of what he does, it is my business. But here in Canada, it is not allowed. Beating is not allowed. You can't beat your child anyhow in Canada. And even as much as they say you can't beat your child, that does not mean that spanking is not allowed. Spanking is allowed in Canada, or using force is allowed on children in Canada, but there is always a limit to where you can beat a child or spank a child. Let me just use it. Using a belt, using slippers, using any object to beat a child is not allowed here. But spanking a child is still allowed. I was always scared of this. I'm not the kind of parent that I want to beat my child, like beat my child. But at the same time, I still want to give them those training that I know that helped me back home. You know, those little training that helped me back home. Like, live there, I can spank your bum bum when you do what is wrong. I can tell you to face the wall when you do what is wrong. I can tell you to kneel down when you do what is wrong. But not those every punishment. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those every punishment, throwing slippers, throwing, just calling a child, hey, where are you? You know, so fast. No, it's not allowed here. You need to. There must be a reason for even using the force on the children. So because of that, I was going through the criminal offense, because when we first came, I read some criminal offense saying that if you force a child, if you're dragging a child from, maybe your child is misbehaving at the mall or something, and you drag the child, is a criminal offense. And I was like, how can my child be doing something that's wrong? Maybe throwing tantrums in the store or somewhere outside, and I'll just be looking at the child. And I felt that, reading it right now at from this place, I think it can help some parents here. Section 243 of the Criminal Code says every school teacher, parent, person standing in the place of a parent is justified in using force by way of correction towards a pupil or a child, as the case may be, who is under his care, if the force does not exist what is reasonable under circumstances. So I think what they're trying to say is that, there's some beating that is not necessary, and there's some force that is not necessary when it's not necessary. A child did, maybe my child throw a tantrum, and the next thing I now bring a belt and started eating, having marks all over the body. That is like excess. So the only thing I would just say is that we need to know how to spank or how to train our child in a reasonable way. So even the reasonable way, that's what I do not know. But based on what me I've read here, spanking, so far there's no mark, there's no, those big, our big apparat that we, all the mark will be on the child's body, all those big this thing. So far it's not involved. I think you can still train your child a little. So we should not have that mentality that say that, once you come to Nigeria, abroad like this, you cannot beat a child, or then the child will not be doing something else. Before you know what happens, the child starts going AYI. You won't be able to control your children. Because personally, I've seen some children that are very respectful, that know the right thing in this country, and I'm always amazed when I see children, teenagers, that has respect, that talk like, the way we respect elders back in Nigeria. And I feel like, so there's some children like this. I remember when we first got to Canada, and went for a gathering, and this, they should be like around 13, 15, 16, and they came prostrating. I didn't say prostrating shows that you are respectful, but as a Nigeria, as a Yoruba girl, it's part of our culture, and I feel that is part of training, if you guys agree with me. And these children just prostrated, and I told my husband, so they used to prostrate in abroad, because based on what we had, then everything goes, you get. So now, guys, I didn't say you should beat your kids. There's always, like, according to this section 43 says, at a reasonable level. So, guys, there's always there should be how would I put it? There should be a level towards how you can discipline your child. Another thing is parental negligence. Back in Nigeria, let me give birth to my child. If I don't want to take my child to school, if I say I'm not taking him to school today for 2-3 weeks, nobody will query me, because I'm the one paying the school fee, right? And if I'm supposed to take my child to an hospital, I didn't take my child for immunization, I didn't take my child for any medication or any medical checkup, it's my business. But here in Canada, it is not your business. Remember that, in fact, you gave birth to yes, true, you gave birth to the children, but remember that government owns these children. So you can't just decide that, oh, I'm not taking my child to hospital to do the necessary things, especially even when the hospital are calling you. I remember when they called me to bring my son for medical checkup, general medical checkup. I was like, why? He's fine, right? He's fine. Why am I stressing myself to go? I have to take permission from work and then take the child to hospital. There's nothing wrong with him. But they started calling like 2-3 times. I have to bring the child. If not, they will stop, because we use a particular family doctor. They said if I didn't bring him, they will stop attending to him anytime he has any issue, medical issue and anything. And I just took him there, and the funny thing, they just check his ear, check his bone, check his teeth, and that is it. Nothing. And they say it's fine. And in some cases, if the hospital start calling you and you did not bring your child, they have the right to report it to the government, and it can be an issue. Yes, guys, it can be an issue between you and the government. And sometimes, if your children miss school a lot, if they didn't come to school often, the school can tell the government, and that will be another trouble for you guys. Another thing, food. I've not been in that situation, because my children's school, they give them food. But I heard that, especially people at the nursery, higher school, if you do not give the children enough food, like balanced diet to school, that is another trouble. You have to balance it with the right protein, the right fruits, everything. So if you're packing your children's food, you're not just packing, the way we just pack beans and bread and pack it and water. No, you have to pack the fruits, the food, all those steps, all those balanced diet food for them. You can't just give your child anyhow food. So, and again, another thing that parental negligence is, okay, you're going out to just left your children underage in the house. Okay, I just want to go to that street. I just want to go and get something. Where? Or yes, another thing some people does is you want to pick something at the mall. Maybe you just want to pick something and you left your children in the car. That's another offense. You can't do that. Anything can happen to the kids. And I am very sure, these Oyibo people, If they notice that thing, they will start looking inside the car. Before you know what happened, they will call. They will call the police. They just come and pick your children. So you can't just neglect your children or just leave them wandering around in the mall. They start crying, looking for you. All those things. You just have to be careful because yeah, it's not only your child; it's the government child. They take the children. Very very important here. Another thing that we do back home that is very very like it is normal thing is killing of animal. You know, now you know the way we do it. You can be going on the road, you just see one snake, just speed, pa, and kill the snake. Or you just see somebody's cow somewhere, somebody's fowl, I just throw stone at the fowl, pa, chicken, and kill the chicken and take it and go and eat. Yeah, you cannot do that though. You cannot. They treat animals. I think I've talked about this on my one of my videos. Maybe the cultural shock. They take their animal as important as possible. They treat them like a king. You respect animal just because an animal and just do animal anyhow. You can't throw anything at animal. Even the funny thing, even to kill cow, if you are not licensed to kill a cow in this country, you can't kill cow. Back in Nigeria, just call one brother if you want to do party, you come and kill cow for you. Even you can kill. Personally, I can kill goats, I can kill chicken. But yeah, I cannot do that. I don't have a license to kill animal. And even if you have license, you can't just kill any animal. On the road, sometimes they will write, be mindful of this, mindful of there is passing, do this, that, all because of animal. So to take animal very important. So you can't just see one goat and kill the goat, or you can't just see snake and decide to kill snake. Except in some cases when you see some animals in your area and you're not comfortable with the animal in your area, you're not comfortable, you feel that you're not safe, you just have to call the right authority, people in charge of the animal, just call them and they will come and do the needful. So you don't have the right to just kill animal. You can't kill goats, you can't kill cow, you can't kill snake, you can't even touch anybody's dog. You want to be in trouble, they will sue you, or somebody's cat. All of them don't like cats. Just hold your likeness to yourself, guys. The other one is littering and loitering around, or throwing dirt on the floor. You know those things now. I know back home, you can take pure water, throw the sachet on the floor. You can cut biscuit, throw the wraps on the floor. You can throw paper on the floor. But yeah, even with that is not nice, because I don't really like that idea. I don't really like it. I won't say that I've not done that before. I will not say that. I have. I'm also in this. But so on a rare occasion, I will not do that. I will not do that. But so those things is not really nice. We know. But back home, nobody will hold you. Thank God they even have people that sweep all those roads in Lagos right now. And imagine here that you come to very clean. I won't say that, especially Winnipeg that I am. I don't know about any other city in Canada. Especially Winnipeg that I am. It's not all the old streets that is neat. When you get to some part of Canada, some part of Winnipeg, maybe the down part of Winnipeg, it's always dirty too. But government still try as much as possible to keep every area clean. Funny thing, there's no gutter in this country. There's no gutter. So imagine if you are pouring dirt on the floor, you are throwing spoon, you are throwing paper, where will it go to? There'll be a lot of problem, So if you get caught, that might be another trouble, guys. That's a big trouble if you get caught throwing things on the floor. So even you, when you see the street that is so clean, you don't want to throw paper or sweet or everything on the floor. You don't want to throw those things on the floor. Guys, I don't want to say this, but it's common sense, guys. It's common sense. You can't just throw those things down. So, going around people's property, going to somebody's house unaware, or going to knock somebody's door unaware, you can't do that here. I remember there's news circulating about a black boy that went in front of someone's house in the US and got shot down because of that. It can be so funny like that. But I don't think it really happened like that in Canada. But I know that some country here, some country abroad, they can be that funny. So it's not even allowed. You can't just, even with someone that you can't just walk up to that person's house and just go on away. You need to call, are you at home? I want to come at this time. There's always a time for everything. You can't just walk, like the way we go. I can be passing through your area back home and just say, I'm in your area, let me just check up on you. We say that one can come back, but that is in Nigeria. This one, you don't need to greet the king. It's not compulsory you greet the king here, except if the kings are where you're coming, or you just call and ask if if the person is around and you need to check up on the person, you can't just up to somebody's property anyhow. Or people, people back in Nigeria that you go and write, wash me. Somebody's car. Wash me. You know yourself. People that used to that, wash me. I'm very dirty. If they catch you here, you cannot even go and rest on somebody's car anyhow. Yeah, you can't do that. I think this place, everybody just know the level to how would I put it? Everybody knows the level, the limit to invading people's privacy. So you don't know the limit to what they can do here. It's just something that is common. You don't need to stress it. You know that you cannot. I can't tamper with somebody else's car. I can't tamper with. I can't even rest my back on somebody else's car. They don't need to tell me. They don't need to tell me, you guys, because if they call police on you, we explain what you are doing there. So I think it just that is another thing that back home it is not like I can rest on your car. Even if you abuse me, I'm resting on your car, I will still abuse you back. It's not just what's the name of the car that you're shouting about. You know the way we used to drink that. Which car you even using? That you're fighting, all those things. So it can't happen here. It can't happen here. The other thing is enforcing your belief or your cultural standard on other people. You know where we come from back in Nigeria. I remember when I was very, very small. And that thing always pain me. I remember those things. I would just be passing and somebody would just say, hey, you are collecting auntie, you cannot greet somebody. And they will not even stop in that level. Those mummies, those aunties, they will not stop at that level of, hey, you cannot greet. They will not go and report it to your parents. And at home, they will not finish you that you don't used to greet. You don't used to greet people. You don't used to open your mouth. Even when you greet me, it happened to me very well. I know my mom is hearing this. She's in the room. It has happened to me very well that they will come and tell my parents that I don't know how to greet, I don't talk to people. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that here. Everybody minds their business. If you believe that maybe I'm this kind of person, you have to respect me. Teach your children. Let your children respect you. Let your family people respect you. You can't just put it out there that, hey, you cannot greet. Who are you? Why would they greet you? Those are our cultural belief. Those things that we believe back home that it has to happen. Personally, I don't believe in celebrating Halloween. And I will not say people should not celebrate Halloween. I remember the last Halloween they wanted to celebrate. That was last year. I asked them in my children's school that, do you guys celebrate Halloween? And the reason why I asked them is because so that on that day, I will not bring my kids to school. Because fine, I can't force my belief or my cultural belief on you. The same way I can't force my cultural belief on you. The same way you cannot force it on me. So it's either for me to just remove my children from that scene and we just forget about it, because I can't say because my children are going to your school or my children are in your daycare, then you can't celebrate Halloween, you can't celebrate the LGBTQ or something. No, instead of me doing that, I'll just remove my kids from that scenario at that particular time. And I remember when I asked them from the school that, do you guys celebrate Halloween? And they said no, that they respect other people's culture, other people's belief, and they don't do it in my children's daycare. And I was so happy with it, and that is fine. But if I find myself in that situation, whereas they celebrate it in the school, what I will just do is that on that day, my children will not go to school, and I will still be teaching them about that. I don't like this, we don't do this, we don't believe in this, we don't do this. Because even if you can't change people's culture or you can't impose your cultural belief on other people, I believe you can train your kids to know the right thing. Your children, you and your children. I know that I can't do it for other people's kids, but my kids, I can tell them, don't do this. We don't believe in this. We believe in Jesus Christ. We don't celebrate darkness. We don't celebrate this. We don't do this. You are female, you are male. I can teach my children those things, but I can't enforce it on other people's children. It's left for their parents, and it's left for the Holy Spirit to do the right thing for those people. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. And I remember the last summer that I experienced, I was still going to an English church as a then, and one Sunday I saw people wearing bomb shorts to church, the short that we wear to beach in Nigeria, and I was feeling like, what are these people wearing? I think I've said in one of my videos, I can't just walk up to those people and say, what are you wearing? Or as an usher, I'll not go and bring wrapper the way we used to do back in Nigeria, where if you don't cover your hair to a particular church, they will go and bring scarf and cover your head for you, or they will give you wrapper to cover your shoulder if you're not wearing the right thing. We do that back home. Yeah, you can't do that. You're embarrassing them, and you can face the law because of that. So everybody mind their business here. If you're not, if whatever anybody is not doing is not working well for you, that's your business. Just know what you're doing and just know what works for you. I can't say because you are not wearing the right clothes, what I believe is not right, then I should not tell you that you're not, I can't talk to you, or I start acting to you anyhow, or I start making you feel less of yourself. It can't happen here. It's a big offense. Last one I'll be talking about is verbal abuse. Coming from the country that if we do not shout, sometimes we believe that if something happens in the situation, if we not shout or we not make noise, they cannot hear us. They will not listen. And some people are like that. We know that if you not shout at them, they will not hear you. Based on where I'm coming from, based on the country I'm coming from, Nigeria, some people, if you not shout and want to show that you can fight them, they will not listen to your struggle or what you are trying to tell them. But here, you have to be careful of the way you display your anger. You can't, it's not only physical abuse that is an offense here. Verbal abuse, the way you talk to people, the way you interact with people, the way you address people here matters. You can't just talk to someone anyhow. You can't just talk with anger. You have to learn how to deal with your emotions, even when things are not going well with you. Everything's not about shouting. Shouting, no, I don't go agree, all those kind of things. No, you can't just do that. There's some things. It happens to me recently, and I almost wanted to flee up, and in short, I was already talking, and I didn't do it. I just kept shut. I just looked at it, I just left, because I knew that they can change it, that I'm physically abusing the person or something. I just left the situation. We just let it go. It doesn't only me. We just let it go and we just die it there. But I know that if Nigeria and that thing happened to me, I know that I will really show my anger. Like, yeah, do you get? But when you find yourself, that's what they say, when you are in a room, you live like a room man. So when you are in Canada, you can't just, you want to show that you can talk. I know that in Nigeria, as you are giving me gbas, I'm giving you gbos. We don't take it easy. We give ourselves gbos. But yeah, you have to just reduce the gbas. In short, there's nothing like gbas. You just have to know how to use your emotion right. Even when you're angry, you can express yourself without being violent or without using physical verbal words that are not good, or without shouting. There's a way you can express yourself. It will be hard. They will hear what you want to say. Yes, so far you have your point. You don't need to shout it. So guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've been in Winnipeg, or if you've been in Canada for a long time, or you just got to Canada, you can just put those things that you feel it is normal that we do back home, and when you got to Canada, or when you got to abroad, or go anywhere that you are, and you see that it is not the same thing, please put in the comment section. You might be helping people out. You might be helping people to deal with whatever they're going through right now. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, guys, what are you guys waiting for? I beg now, subscribe, and don't forget to like. The like is very important. It helps my videos to go viral on YouTube. It helps YouTube to promote my videos, and also just drop comments. Don't need to drop the love.
Higher, down to the wire. Will you let it burn till we almost drown? Higher, goodbye, honey. Where do we lie? Where you're headed, am I going there too? I don't want